Hello, welcome back. Today we're gonna cover point. Guess what? It's pointing out problems in series time. Well, pointing out problems in FNAF series time. So let's do this. First of all, we're gonna separate this in separate episodes. It's 8 episodes. The first 7 are gonna cover the games with completely original lineups of the series, and then the few games that are a mixed lineup of characters. Sample episode 1 will cover this starts. Episode 1 will cover Five Nights at Freddy's, but this starts in episode 1. So let's dig into original Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay then. So, first thing we're gonna start is the logo. The logo is kind of sustained. It's just Freddy standing there with 2 endoskeletons, which he never does in the entirety of this series. Seriously. What is Freddy gonna do with those? Is Freddy the king of those endless skeletons and he's their slave? Are there indie endoskeletons? There sure are, because, again, the leader of the tribe, could have 2 bodyguards like this. Anyway, let's get to the characters. See what the animatronics are. Let's start with the main character of the title, Freddy himself. To point out, there's way too many Freddys. I mean, come on. You expect to have 20 plus versions? I don't. Dear did my dad. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that points us out. Any person that's watching the FNAF series would know what I talk about. Later on in the series, in the sequels, many of the characters will have different versions of themselves, or many of them can be completely original. But adding 21st versions of Freddy's, that's just will drive anyone mad. Even Sonic will be like, "Hey, Freddy Fazbear, you have too many versions. Look at me. I have so many versions, you can't tell how much you will approve of me." I mean, come on. Now, Bonnie. What's the problems I can point out here? Well, Bonnie's sound and the thing he does to try to scare you, and the facts that YouTube says are getting old. Yes. YouTube and their way of showing Five Nights at Freddy's is getting old. The videos are not scary anymore. It's because releases like UCN and Special Delivery don't really work that much. Especially the facts they tell you about Bonnie. And you might be scratching your head. You're saying, "Oh, dear YouTuber, there's no way YouTube can be scary." Well, if you point out that way, it's wrong. First of all, YouTube can do scary. Just look at that weird car commercial thing at the jump scare at the end. Their top 10 list. The top 10 scariest things. They have and will do. Like the couple of videos when they did the top 10 scariest mascot, they will freak you out. It's just not, that's not the case with more when they did their Five Nights at Freddy's videos. YouTube has almost lost its scare factor thanks to releases like UCN and Special Delivery, but thanks to, well, what's happening now. Chica. They're the only problems with Chica, and that sometimes she's that her counterparts is overshadowed by other different versions of characters, and there's three other problems with Chica, and that the fact that there's three other problems, and of course these three other problems are that people use her as not so normal fan art. And of course, the two other ones I was trying to mention were the fact that this build up of a jump scare wouldn't affect the layer anymore. And of course, the biggest problem is she was used as a background character in later releases. Well, almost used that way. The only problem with Foxy is, of course, the voice lines he used in UCN. Such as he saying, "Are coming for your booty." That means treasure, you know. And Foxy, I know you don't exist in the real world. Come on, Foxy. Why do you have to confuse the word treasure with something else? I know of course, the problem with Golden Freddy is the confusion of whether or not he becomes a later on character, but that will dive in until we get to episode 4 of the series. The gameplay. The gameplay actually sounds fine, but the few problems with the gameplay, well, the first problem is it sometimes feels a little too slow and a little too weird afterwards. But you constantly hearing sounds. I mean, what type of game it is? Is this a survival game or a sound mixer game? The next problem is, of course, whether or not you can notice the animatronics are moving or not. Here's the thing. It's not obvious enough. Reason why I know that, because you don't really hear the animatronics move. The next problem of this game, of course, is the later on installments giving them voices. Starters of UCN, aka I'm gonna give them weird and awkward voices that have something to do with lore, or Special Delivery, aka what's wrong with you? Anyways, that's what's the problems I had to point out with the first Five Nights at Freddy's. But the next episode we're covering Five Nights at Freddy's 2.